بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ثم المياه على 5 أقسام: طاهر مطهر غير مكروه، وهو الماء المطلق، وطاهر مطهر مكروه، وهو ما شربت منه الهرة ونحوها وكان قليلا. وطاهر غير مطهر، وهو ما استعمل لرفع حدث أو لقربة كالوضوء على الوضوء بنيته، ويصير الماء مستعملا بمجرد انفصاله عن الجسد. ولا يجوز الوضوء بماء شجر وثمر ولو خرج بنفسه من غير أصل في الأظهر، ولا بماء زال طبعه بالطبخ أو بغلبة غيره عليه. والغلبة في المخالطة الجامدات بإخراج الماء عن رقته وسيلانه، ولا يضر تغير أوصافه كلها بجامد كزعفران وفاقحة وورق شجر. والغلبة في مخالطة المائعات بظهور وصف واحد من ماء له وصفان فقط، كاللبن له اللون والطعم ولا رائحة له، وبظهور وصفين من ماء له أوصاف 3 كالخل. والغلبة في الماء الذي لا وصف له كالماء المستعمل وماء الورد المنقطع الرائحة تكون بالوزن. إن اختلط رطلان من الماء المستعمل برطل من الماء المطلق لا يجوز به الوضوء، وبأكسه جاز. والرابع ماء نجس، وهو الذي حلت فيه نجاسة وكان راكدا قليلا. والقليل ما دون 10 في 10 فينجس بها وإن لم يظهر أثرها فيه، وكان جاريا وظهر فيه أثرها، والأثر طعم أو لون أو ريح. والخامس ماء مشكوك في طهوريته، وهو ما شربت منه حمار أو بغل. So after describing the types of water that are permissible to purify oneself, and this water is divided into categories, and there are 5 different divisions of this category of water. So the first is that water which is pure, and it's pure in nature, and you can use it to purify other things with it, and it's not disliked to use. And this is water in general, which we call al-ma'ul. So this would encompass rainwater, water from a clean river or a clean well, or a clean spring. So water that is clean, pure, would be termed al-ma'ul. This is the first category. The second category is وَطَاهِرٌ مُطَهِّرٌ مَكْرُوهٌ. This is that water which is pure in nature. It is purifying others, but it is disliked to use. You have the presence of the first category of water, and this is the type of water that, though it's pure in nature, something has caused it to become makruh. And that is when a kitten شربت من ذرة ونحوها, when a kitten or something like a kitten drinks from it. Such as a bird of prey, for example. And the third category of water is وَطَاهِرٌ غَيْرُ مُطَهِّرٌ. It is that water which is pure, it is not purifying others. And it is that water which has been used to remove an impurity, or that water which has been used with the intention of, you know, um, of worship, لِقُرْبَةٍ, to draw near to Allah. So, for example, كَالْوُضُوءِ عَلَى الْوُضُوءِ بِنِيَّةٍ, that water which one, even though he's in a state of niyyah, there is no need to remove hadath, but he is doing another niyyah on top of his niyyah that he's doing another wudu on the wudu that he already has, with the niyyah, with the intention of drawing nearer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the water he uses from that, which would be deemed as طاهر غير مطهر. ويصير الماء مستعملا بمجرد انفصاله عن الجسد. And al-ma'u al-musta'mal, so this water that is not permissible to use to purify oneself with, al-ma'u al-musta'mal, is that water which has separated, once it is used, it has separated from the body. The driplets that fall out of the body, the water, that water is called al-ma'u al-musta'mal. ولا يجوز الوضوء بماء شجر وثمر. And you cannot utilize the water of fruits and trees, the water that's inside these plants and vegetables. You cannot use this water, even if it comes out by itself without you pressing on it. You cannot use this water for wudu. Nor with water that its nature has diluted, either through cooking or through a substance overpowering its true nature. And this is going to be seen when you have, for example, والغلبة في المخالطة الجامدات بإخراج الماء عن رقته وسيلانه. When you have a substance overpower, you can say that a substance overpowered the water in its nature. When the water loses its nature of being رقته وسيلانه, of being smooth and thin and flowing. So once the water doesn't have that clear, flowing quality that water normally possesses, you can say that it has lost its property. ولا يضر تغير أوصافه كلها بجامد. But it does not necessarily mean that every substance can necessarily overpowers water in that way. And doesn't necessarily mean that it becomes diluted and unusable for wudu or for purification. And this is water such as the كزعفران وفاكهة. So you have saffron water, saffron that gets in water, or there's some fruit that gets in water. That water is still permissible, clean. It's still clean and permissible. وورق شجر, and you have leaves of a tree that fall on that water. والغلبة في المخالطة المائعة. And this is غلبة in jamidat, the jamidat substances. So jamidat means the solid substances that come in the water. But what if you have ma'iyat, liquids that mix with water? Then what are you going to do? So والغلبة في مخالطة المائعات بظهور وصف واحد من ماء له وصفان فقط كاللبن له اللون والطعم ولا رائحة له. Is when you have the appearance of one aspect or characteristic of a liquid that has two characteristics. So if one of those characteristics of a liquid, such as, for example, milk, if milk overpowers water, it has two substances, two characteristics. Milk has color and it has taste, but it doesn't have a smell. So when one of those two substances or characteristics of the substance of milk mixes in water and one of them appears, then you can say that it has overpowered the water. وبظهور وصفين من ماء له أوصاف ثلاثة كالخل. Milk only has two characteristics, but then you have those liquids that have three characteristics. So in those cases, if two characteristics of the three become apparent in the water, then you can say ghalaba has occurred. And this would be, for example, in vinegar. Vinegar has taste, it has smell, and it has the color. So if the taste and the smell, or the color and the taste get mixed, appearing in the water, then you can say the ghalaba has occurred. والغلبة في الماء الذي لا وصف له كالماء المستعمل وماء الورد المنقطع الرائحة تكون بالوزن. And to determine the ghalaba in those liquids that don't have any clear characteristics, such as ma al-musta'mal, or the ma, or the water, wherein is rose water, but there's no smell or taste. So this water, so you will measure it in accordance with the weight. So for example, if you have 2 pounds of al-ma al-musta'mal mixed with 1 pound of al-ma al-mutlaq, which is clean water, then you can say ghalaba occurred. But if you have 2 pounds of clear al-ma al-mutlaq mixed with 1 pound of al-ma al-musta'mal, then ghalaba has not occurred. So the fourth category of water is ma al-najis. It is that water which is impure, which is filthy water. And that is that water in which impurity falls therein. هو الذي حلت فيه نجاسة وكان راقدا قليلا. And if this area of water is small and stagnant, al-qalil in Islamic jurisprudence, it means that body of water which is between 10 arm spans by 10 arm spans. So 10 by 10 arm spans, and if you have a pool of water in there, anything below or above that is considered anything the size of the 10 by 10 arm span of pool of water is considered qalil. That size and anything below that. So in terms of if you have al-ma al-qalil, if you have any impurity fall in such a place that holds water that is that size, then that water would become impure, irregardless if the impurity doesn't show. If the impurity just falls in the water, then that whole water becomes deemed impure. أو كان جاريا وظهر فيه أثرها. So in case of the water that is flowing, since it's flowing and there's not contained in a place like stagnant water, this water is flowing, to determine if it's najas in flowing water is if you have the impurity become apparent in the flowing water. And al-asar, which is وَكَانَ جَارِيًا وَظَهَرَ فِيهِ أَثَرُهَا. Al-asar of a najas is, you can say, الطعم, لون, الريح. So if the ta'am, the taste of water doesn't, if it changes, you can say that a najas has occurred on that. The loan, the color, and the taste. This is the smell. So the taste, the color, and the smell. If these three things change, then you can say that an effect has been placed on the water. والخامس, in the fifth type, ماء مشكوك في طهوريته. It is that water which there is a doubt in regards to its permissibility. And it is ما شرب منه حمار أو بغل. It is that water wherein a donkey or a mule has drunk from. So there is just some doubt in regards to its purity. So to summarize this, water is divided into 5 types. So there are 7 types of water that are permissible to purify yourself with. ماء السماء وماء البحر وماء النهر وماء العين وما ذاب من الثلج والبرد. So you have the water of the heavens, the ocean water, river water, well water. You have water from melted snow and hail, and you have spring water. And these waters are divided into 5 types. The first is that water which is completely pure. ماء طاهر مطهر غير مكروه. And um, there is no dislike in its usage. The second is طاهر مطهر مكروه. It is the water that is pure, that is purifying, but it is disliked to use. And that is water if a kitten has drunk from. The first is al-ma, all general water. The third is you have طاهر غير مطهر. Is that water which is pure in its nature but is not purifying, and that is that water which has been used. Then you have that water which is najis, ma'un najisun, which is impure. That is that water which any impurity has befallen it. And the fifth type of water is that water ma'un mashkukun fi tahuriyatihi, that water in which there is a doubt in regards to its purity.